And good morning and welcome to the VSA Capital 5-Minute Morning Miner on Thursday, the 24th of November. And happy Thanksgiving Day to you, Paul.
Well, thank you. It's just a shame I have to be working today. That's all, not being in the U.S. because the markets are closed over there for this coming day.
Well, you could have asked if you could have the day off, I suppose.
Well, I'm just too busy.
That's what I like to hear. You know how to keep me happy, Paul. Yeah. Right, now look, you finished off the one-to-one event, I think, yesterday. Obviously, we've got Mines and Money next week. God, it seems to be endlessly, doesn't it? But it looks like these companies are back out there presenting. They love to go on a bit of a global tour. But come on, Paul, give us a few names. Just give us the names that you sort of saw that you thought, hey, these are quite interesting.
First of all, I was impressed with the overall progress that so many companies have been able to make when they're properly funded to do exploration work and development studies and that sort of thing. Nice numbers to choose from, and I didn't get a chance to see all of the names that I perhaps would have otherwise liked to, but like I say, there's more to see next week on several days. Names like Arizona Sonoran, Red Pine, Talisker Resources. We've got Rumble Resources coming in to see us today, tell us their story. So all of those have been following over a couple of years at least for most of these, and they're all have made significant progress on their respective projects. And I would expect as in coming weeks here, particularly in the first quarter, once they have all the calculations and the necessary regulatory documents prepared, that they'll be coming up with some significant news as far as the resource additions and or the transaction activity. So keep an eye on those names in particular.
I must admit I don't know them, but I guess we'll be catching up with them at PDAC, not at Indaba. By the sounds of them.
Well, some of those will be at Indaba, I'm sure. So
we'll catch up with them then as well.
Yeah.
Right, let's move on. There's a little bit of news, but it's one of our favorites, Guanajuato Silver, which we've just obviously dual listed onto the Aquis Stock Exchange, so you can buy them in London. They've just paid off some of their loan obligations early, haven't they?
Yes, they have. They delivered an aggregate 96,500 ounces of silver and 846 ounces of gold, which represents about 5 months of gold and silver deliveries to their loan obligation with OCIM, which means they have remaining 10 payments to make on that loan note that they had received. The bullion is used because it came in early, was purchased at significantly lower spot prices. So they actually bought the bullion as opposed to waited for delivery of bullion from the mine milling materials because they could gain some additional margin by paying at lower spot prices that had prevailed in recent weeks. So that gave them additional cost savings as well. So demonstrates on Guanajuato's behalf a good cash management here, I think.
Well done, Guanajuato. And don't forget, they are in town next week, and we are doing a bit of a roadshow for them. Actually, to be honest with you, it's a very busy roadshow with some very high quality institutions. But if you want to meet with them, do let us know. And on that point, also this evening in our offices, we will be hosting American Lithium, Sierra Madre, and Alchemy Capital, that has the Tees Valley lithium hydroxide plant, for short presentations and some drinks afterwards. If you want to attend and doing nothing this evening, you can still probably just about sneak into our boardroom. And also, whilst promoting VSA activities, I've got to say that the VSA Aquis Showcase Day, we've had fantastic take up from high net worths wanting to come along and hear from all the companies. We've basically got room probably for 5 more only high net worths. So if you want to come along to that, then sign up quick. It's going to be quite an event. Right, back to news flow. The one that actually sort of I thought you might want to talk about, Paul, was Atalaya. I can never pronounce this one. Atalaya Mining, it's the Spanish copper producer, isn't it, on AIM?
Yes, it sure is. is operating in the Rio Tinto district, one of the old and classic mining districts known throughout the world here, producing copper. Exploration update on their various prospects within the Proyecto Massa Valverde, or what otherwise known as the PMV project area. Plenty of drilling going on here. Essentially, they have 4 rigs operating on these various things, and the idea is to get these more prepared in order to be put into mine sequencing studies in order to sweeten the mill feed from the Rio Tinto operating pits, where the grades are gradually falling now, in order to maintain annual production rates. So we're talking about the drilling here on the Campanario trend, on the Massa Valverde deposit, on the Mohara trend, and things like that. And these are also polymetallic. There's additional zinc and lead, as well as copper and gold byproducts in these various deposits as well.
All right. Anything else you want to mention, Paul?
Yes, I thought it was important for 2 quick things. First of all, a long-stranded asset, Molly Hill, held by AIM-quoted Thor Mining in the Northern Territory, such a remote and relatively small deposit that there hadn't been any interest in either vending or from acquisition or joint venture over quite a number of years now. They have found a project partner in investigator resources in order to advance that project even further. Investigator being a ASX company, and on an earn-in stage, Investigator can come into an 80% interest in the tenements and acquire Thor's 40% interest in an adjoining Banya tenement. And Thor will receive 100,000 Australian cash and about 500,000 in IVR shares going forward. And then Investigator will contribute into a total of $8 million of additional exploration work. And also an update on the operations from Tirupati Graphite, the graphite producer, which is listed in the London market. They've got the Vadamina mine operation now at the operating stability rate that they intend for reaching 12,000 tons of annual output from Vadamina. And the construction is largely complete now on the second mines, Sahamimi, and they're charging up the power systems as we speak.
Oh, there you go. Very good, Paul. We will speak again tomorrow.
Very good. See you then.